what is the default credentials?
Admin 3.
Admin and admin 3 is the default credentials. So once you log in, just change it out. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So in the last class, we have done with the private repo. Sorry, what do you call? Snapshot repository and release repository. Okay, and how to do the redeployment as well, and how to upload the artifact to the specific version. I mean, in the release version or a snapshot one. So today, what we will do is we will make this what do you call the Nexus as a remote repository. So in the earlier class, as when we were discussing on the Apache Maven, right? So there we was having the 3 kinds of repositories, right? So what are the repositories, guys? Any idea?
Local, central, remote.
So one is the local, second one is the, yeah, this is the remote one, and the second one was the central repository. Okay, central repository. So we were having the 3 kinds of repositories. Okay, so in a real time, we will be not using the central repository. We will be using our remote repository. Okay, so what I'm going to do is right now this Nexus also acts as a remote repository. Okay, in order to demonstrate that, okay, well, like how we have done we have created the repositories, right, for snapshot and for release one. Okay, like the same one, we need to create a one more repository, as the Raja was asked on the earlier classes. That is what is that mixed one more option was there, right, while creating the repository. So that option we need to select it out. Okay. So let's create a repository for us for this remote repository. So yeah, click on the settings symbol and click on repositories and click on create repository. And since we are working for a Maven, so select this Maven to hosted, and here provide the name. So what we will give, we will make this one as the Maven remote repo AUG 2020. Okay, and in the version policy, guys, so for release one we have selected the release, and for snapshot we have selected the snapshot, and for this remote repo we need to select this mixed one, guys. Okay, select this one, and in the deployment policy, guys, so right now it is showing as a disable redeploy. Okay, so what we need to do is now is we need to allow redeploy. Okay, because we are uploading some of the artifacts to our remote repository. Okay, later on what we will do, we will download those repositories from this Nexus repository, guys. Okay, so hence for trial purpose right now I am allowing the redeployment now. Okay, then click on create repository. Okay, so we have created the repository. So now what we need to do is go to your project. Okay, go to your project. In the last one we have done with the distribution management tag, right? Okay, in the distribution management tag we have added the repository, that is for the release one and for the snapshot. Okay, after this release distribution management tag we need to add this repositories. Okay, so right now I have tagged this one. Okay, I'm just untagging it, commented it. Okay, now I have uncommented. So after this distribution management tag, guys, we need to add this repository. Okay, so again this is the remote one. Okay, you can provide any name, and this is the URL. Okay, so let me change the URL here. So here is my URL. Just click on this copy and you'll get the URL. Just copy it out and change this URL, guys. Okay, so then no other extra configuration is required. Okay, and just save this one. Okay, so now what we will do is we will upload one of the artifacts here. Okay, let me demonstrate that. Save file for settings.xml. Okay, now. Okay, yeah. So now what we will do is we will upload one of the artifacts here. So for that there is a one repo is available. There is a Maven central repository, or else we can refer Sona type Nexus repository. One second, guys. Sorry, not this one. Okay, so this is a one, guys. So for artifacts, okay, so let's say in my project, okay, so the example I will take, guys, let me open this form.xml file. Files here. So what we will do is we will download the JUnit of version 4.13, and group ID and artifact also have a same artifact or JUnit. Okay, so search here JUnit. Okay, so under JUnit we have got all these options, guys, but for our example I'm saying here, okay, so I require a 4.13. okay, so what we will do, that is the group ID is also JUnit and artifact ID is also JUnit. Okay, the same thing I need to download. So let's give G colon, that is the group ID, and what is that, artifact ID, right? So that is also JUnit. Okay, this is the one, and version is 4.13, right? So just click on this. Yeah, so this is the one. Okay, 4.13 is the version number. So this one I require. So let's click on this, and we need to download this. Click on this download. So download the jar file. Okay, you can see, guys, this jar file is downloaded. Just skip it. So now what I will do, guys, I will upload this JUnit 4.13 to my remote repository. This is my Nexus remote repository. Okay, then what I will do, I will download this when I run this artifacts, right? When I give the command mbn clean package, So I will delete this JUnit 4.13 in my local repository. Okay, so usually when the maven executes, first it will check in the local repository. Okay, I will delete that one. Okay, so what happens, it automatically used to connect to the maven central, right? So when I configure this one, it will not connect to the maven central repository. It will connect to this Sona type Nexus repository and download this JUnit 4.13 jar file, and then it creates the artifact space. Okay, so right now I have just downloaded the JUnit 4.13 artifact. Now what I will do, I will upload this artifact to my this remote repository first. Okay, so just copy this and paste it to any other location. Okay, let me paste it here only. Okay, then there is a one command, guys, in order to upload this artifact. Just a second. Somewhere I mentioned it there, where it went. Nexus. Yeah, yeah. Copy this. Okay, so this is the command, guys, to upload any of the artifact to your remote repository, guys. Okay, the command is mvn deploy. Okay, that we are going to deploy. So the d group id is, yeah, JUnit. The last example also I done the same thing, it seems. Okay, the JUnit, because I have downloaded the JUnit. Group id is also JUnit and artifact id is also JUnit. And what is the version number? I think 4.13, right? Yeah, JUnit 4.13. Okay, the version number is 4.13 here. And generate POM, yes, it is true. Okay, and what kind of packaging it is? Okay, it is jar. Why? Because you can see here the extension is .jar, that is, it is a Java artifact. Okay, then yeah, the repository ID is Nexus, that I have configured, right? And this is the URL of your remote repository. Okay, so go to your Nexus and copy the URL. So this is the URL. Click on it and copy the URL here and change this URL. Okay, so I have changed this URL. Then what I need to do is I need to provide the location here. Okay, so where is this JUnit 4.13 is available? Okay, so it is in a 13 and it is in a G drive, right? The same location in a E drive. It is available JUnit 4.13.jar. Okay, so the same thing. Okay, so now what we need to do is just copy this entire command and execute it here. Okay, so that what happens, this JUnit, what the artifact which we have downloaded now, right? Okay, it will be uploaded to our private repository. Okay, and just took the new command prompt, just copy this command and execute. So this is a one jar file and the example, guys. Okay, in a real time the system admin will upload all this whatever the artifacts is required for our project, right? We need to inform to the system admin team. Okay, they will upload this. Okay, so right now it has been uploaded. Now we can go to our browser and verify it. Okay, so click on this and click on browse and go to your repository, and you can see the JUnit. Okay, there is the artifact ID and the versioning is 4.13. And so where is my jar file? And here is my jar file, guys. Okay, JUnit 4.13.jar. Now what I will do, guys, the same artifact which is available in my local repository, right? Okay, so let me show you. So where is my local repository? The D drive MVN repo, right? This is my customized repository. Okay, you can see the JUnit here is the one. So all these things is there. What I will do, I will just delete all this JUnit. Okay. Now what I will do, I don't know whether this artifact is available or no. Okay. Now what I will do, I will simply execute the command mvn clean package. So what the Maven will do is, usual scenario is it usually connects to the Apache Maven central repository, right? But since I have configured the remote repository, that is a Nexus, now that JUnit 4.13 version number, okay, version artifact will be downloaded from the Nexus repository, not from the Maven central repository. Okay. So let me execute the command. Let me create a package. So here is my project. So that model, and let me execute. Sorry. Okay, what is the command? Mvn clean package. So since I have created deleted the JUnit, it will download from the Nexus disk, not from the remote repository. Okay, only the 4.13 version number will be downloaded from the Nexus repository. Okay, the rest of the things, if there is any dependency of the JUnit with other dependencies is there, it will download from Maven only. Okay, and see guys now. So it is downloading the. Okay, let it complete. I will drag it back. Okay, it has been created successfully. Now if we go back here in the starting, I hope you can able to see my screen. Okay, you can see here downloading from Nexus HTTP localhost 8081 AUG 2020 repository Apache Maven, and from there it has downloaded the JUnit 4.13.jar file, guys, right? In this way we can able to create the Nexus also acts as your remote repository, guys. Got it? Any idea? Any doubts? If required, I will explain one more time, guys.
So I have three questions.
Yeah, go ahead, Raja.
So initially in form.xml, you have put a repository tag.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be always after to distribution manager tag, or we can put it anywhere.
It should be after distribution management tag.
So that should be strict enough.
Yeah, we need to follow some recommendation, right?
Okay. And second question is, so if we have so say for example, if we consider the remote, if we configure the remote repository in form.xml, in a second
Mm-hmm.
priority, instead of going to Maven central repository, it is going to remote repository.
Mm-hmm.
So first priority is a local repository, and second priority is a remote repository, and third priority is a Maven central repository, right? If we configure the same remote repository. Am I right? Is
Mm-hmm.
my understanding correct?
Yeah, yes, yes, correct.
Okay. And third question is that so we need to always manually download the repositories and put it into Nexus, put it inside the Nexus. I mean inside the remote repository. There is no other way that Jenkins will do something.
No. See, initially when we are configuring, right? So at that time we need to do one-time activities.
Okay, this is
Okay,
a part of
every.
infrastructure.
is not like that infrastructure or something. Okay, it is a one-time activity. We need to upload this. See, let's say you are working on one project. Okay, so as you come to know what are the requirements you require. So if it is as you said, the infrastructure, right? If you require all these artifacts to be downloaded, okay, from the Apache 5 central repository, okay, so that it is not possible. Being an, I mean, normal engineers, they will not allow, okay, because your laptop will be having the restrictions to connect. Okay, so what happens? We need to inform to the system admin teams. They will give the artifacts, and we need to upload it. Basically, they will only, we need to give this URL. They will upload it. We need to inform them, just upload all these artifacts to be uploaded to the so and so URL. Okay, they will upload.
Okay. So creating a remote repository is actually a DevOps engineer responsibility, and adding the artifacts is the system admin responsibility.
Yes, exactly. Yes, yes.
Okay.
And once they configure, and next time whenever our developers requires this to be downloaded, so it automatically connects to our Nexus repository and downloads the artifacts.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Yeah. Yes, guys. Any other doubts? Manjanath, hello.
Correctly account.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Hello. So this Nexus notes I have not shared it since. I will share this one after this class. Thank you, Manjanath. Okay, and once it is done, guys, okay, what we need to do, we need to change this one. So under repositories, once you configure this remote repository, right, just change it to only read-only option. Now we have allowed the redeployment, right? So once it is done, we need to give only read-only option, because we are only downloading the artifacts from this repository. Okay, we are not uploading anything to this remote repository here. Okay, in order to restrict that, we need to give the read-only permission. Okay. So fine, guys. So this is about the Nexus part. So any doubts, guys? If not, I will start the Sonar Cube as well.
Any other scenarios so that we can customize this Nexus, Tushar?
Nothing
Any
is
other
there,
option?
Manjunath. Nothing is there. Only thing is we are using this software to upload the artifacts.
Okay.
So apart from that, there is not more use. It just we are keeping it a backup here. If anything goes wrong, we need to revert it back, right? In order to do that activity, we are keeping it in Nexus. Okay. So in an interview also, they won't ask any questions regarding this. So you will get the interview questions on Git, Jenkins, Docker, and Ansible. So here you'll get a lot of questions. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sir, actually, I have seen that Kubernetes requirement. So is it a big tool?
Kubernetes is a very big tool. Okay. If you start learning that, it requires 3 to 4 months to learn. Okay. In our session, we are explaining some of the services in the Kubernetes. Important services in the Kubernetes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's start the new tool, guys. That is a Sonar Cube. So why we are using guys Sonar Cube?
One copy of the article is Sonar.
No guys, it is used to generate the reports. Okay. So as I told you in the in my in a demo session, okay. So let's say some of them will be having the intelligent developer will be there. Some of them will be the poor developer, okay. But the organization wants to maintain some standard of their code here, okay. In not being a human being, it is not possible, right, to go and check your code whether it is proper or no, okay. And this code is as per the organization standards or no, right. In order to achieve that, we are using this Sonar Cube. Okay, so this is also a simple tool guys. It simply generates a report here, okay. So by seeing this tool, we can able to check whether the code is proper or no and what is the accuracy here, okay. That's it. Apart from that, it is not going to do any extra task, okay. And one more thing guys, so in a developer machine, we will be installing the Sonar Lint. There is a one more tool called as Sonar Lint, okay. So this is a one tool guys. So this tool will be installed in the developer machine, okay. So whenever the developer makes any mistake, okay, so this Sonar Lint will highlight that one to change and give the suggestion there to change, okay. And it will be installed in a client machine, that is your developer machine, okay. In order to check for the DevOps engineers, what we will do is we will use the Sonar Cube, okay. So this Sonar Cube, it generates the report, okay, and we can able to see what exactly happening in the what the developer has maintained the standards or no, okay. So those things we can able to check it out using Sonar Cube, okay.
Tushar, this Sonar Cube, it supports only Java or it supports other tools also?
It's around 20 plus languages it supports.
Okay.
20 plus programming languages like Python, SQL, Java, C Sharp, okay. So for around 20 plus languages it supports,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, let's start.
Sir, I didn't get the point about Sonar Lint. So could you please explain again?
Sonar Lint is the one. See, it will be installed. This is also in one application. It will be installed in the developer machine here. Okay. See, assume that I am a developer. Okay. Assume that I have made some mistake, but I will not agree to you in front of other people's side saying that I have wrote the wrong code, right? In order to check that, okay, we are using the Sonar Cube for the DevOps engineers perspective. Okay. So Sonar Lint will be installed in the developer machine. If anything, the developer is writing the code wrongly and he is not maintaining the standards, so this Sonar Lint will highlight that, okay. So there only he can able to change the code. And then also,
Okay.
and we don't know whether he is maintain the accuracy and standards or not. In order to identify that, we are using this Sonar Cube, okay.
Okay.
Tushar,
Yeah.
can we customize the rules?
We can customize it here. I will show you in the demonstration, okay. We can do that. Okay.
So we are going to cover only Sonar Cube or as well as Sonar Lint also.
Only Sonar Cube. Sonar Lint is a normal simple application, okay.
Okay.
We are not, if they are not installed also, there is no issues. We can able to identify it in a Sonar Cube.
Okay, fine, sir. So just to know only one thing. So if Sonar Lint is installed in a developer machine, at the time of his writing the code itself, it will give the alert saying that you are not following these standards and these standards as well. Or once he's trying to upload that in a Sonar Cube, it will show.
Once he is writing that time only it will highlight,
Okay.
not when uploading.
And one more question, Tushar.
Mhm.
In Sonar Cube, we do the customization. Okay. So it synchronizes the Sonar Lint, whatever the customization rules we have set. So
No,
automatically
that
it synchronizes to developer because it mismatches, right? If it doesn't synchronize. So what the rules we set in Sonar Cube, if it doesn't reflect in the Sonar Lint, so developer doesn't follow that properly.
See, actually, the Sonar Cube is having the some built-in rules here. Okay, around for Java, they have set around 426 rule sets is there. Okay, same as for Sonar Cube and same as for Sonar Lint as well. Okay, so whenever you run this Sonar Cube, right, it checks all the 426 rules to be executed. Okay, and then only it generates a report, whether it is a Sonar Lint or whether it is a Sonar Cube. Okay, based on that rule set, it generates a report.
So both the tools are from the same.
Yes, same from Sonar only.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. We can able to customize that rule sets as well. Okay. I will show you how to do that one. And sometimes we'll get the requirement also to customize it. Okay. So let's go with the introduction part. It is used to continuous code quality management tool. Okay. So why we are using, in order to check the quality of the code, we are using this tool. Okay. And Sonar is the vendor for this. Vendor in the sense they are taking care of this application. Okay. And it is open source software up to some extent. Why? Because for Java it is it is free only. Okay, for other languages we need to purchase a license for that. Okay, and initially it is developed for Java programming language, and later on it is supporting around 20 plus programming languages right now. Okay, to run the Sonar Cube we should have a Java, okay, and 1.8 and above, that is the version number, and a minimum of 2 GB of RAM in a Windows machine. In a Linux it requires 4 GB. Okay, in a Windows machine it is of 2 GB of RAM is enough. Okay, and whereas in a Linux it requires a 4 GB of RAM to run. Okay, and the Java should be up and running, and the Java version is of 1.8 and above, guys. And the current version of 7.x. After 7 any number will be there. Okay, and like how for the Maven we have set the environment variables, right? Like here also we need to just download and set the environment variables here. Okay, the same thing I have mentioned here. It doesn't have any executable software, just we need to extract and start we need to use. Okay, and it is cross-platform in the sense the same software can be deployed in a Linux, Windows and Mac. Okay, there is no separate software for all these different environments. Okay, the same software can be deployed in any of our servers. It will continuously analyze and measures the quality of the source code. Okay, and then it will generate the report in a HTML and PDF format. Okay, how it is generating? It generates in a HTML and PDF format. Okay, and it is a web-based tool, supports multiple browsers. Okay, so I like how the Nexus is web-based tool, right? Here also the Sonar TV is also an web-based tool here, and it supports a multiple browsers. Okay, and it supports multiple database as well. Okay, so why it requires a multiple database here? In order to store the report here. So where it is going to store? Okay, so for that it requires some storage, right? So for that it supports a multiple database here. So what are all the database? Like Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL and SQL Server. Okay, and web browser like Internet Explorer, Chrome, Safari, etc. guys. Okay, so let's say if you don't have the database machines here, okay, we no need to worry. Okay, by default it have an internal database called as a H2 database. Okay, so hence I mentioned it in 12 point number 12 H2. Okay, and this is an interview question, guys. What is the default database which is available in a Sonar Cube? Okay, the database name is called as a H2 database. Okay, that is the database name. That is the database which is internally it is having. Okay, so initially it is developed for Java projects, and now it's supporting more than 20 plus programming languages, guys. Okay, and then so what is and how to generate a report here? Okay, in order to generate a report, like in Apache Maven we used to execute the commands, guys, right? So how we are executing, like the mvn example I'm taking, mvn clean package. Okay, in order to create a package. Okay, so the same way, in order to generate a report, the command to do it is mvn, okay, sonar colon sonar. So sonar colon sonar, So this is also an interview question, guys. What is the command to execute a or to generate a report? Okay, it is mvn sonar colon sonar. So what is this sonar colon sonar? The first sonar is the plugin name. Okay, the first sonar what you are seeing right after mvn, that is the plugin name, guys. Okay, and after the second name is goal name, that is the package clean, what are the goals is there, right? That is the one. In order to generate a report, the command to execute is mvn sonar colon sonar. So when you execute this command, it will generate a report. Okay, and we can able to see it in a web browser, either in a Internet Explorer, Chrome, Safari, or any other browser. Also, there is no issues. Okay, then how it is identifying, guys? Okay, it will identify the issues in the below category. Okay, how it is identifying means duplicated code. Okay, the developer should allow, sorry, should not allow duplicated codes. Okay, he should not write any duplicated codes here. Okay, if he is writing the duplicated codes, it throws an error. Okay, then what he is to do is he is to write a one function and he is to call that function. Okay, they should not write the duplicated code here the same times in his module. Then coding standards. Okay, and it will check the coding standards whether the developer is maintaining the coding standards or not. Okay, we no need to worry, guys, the developer will be knowing all these things. Okay, so the only thing we should know is how to generate a report and what are the things we should concentrate. Okay, then test cases, unit tests. Okay, so whether it is writing the proper unit test cases or no. Okay, so those things it will it will monitors. Then complex code. Okay, the developer should not write any complex codes. Okay, comments. Okay, like unnecessary comment, they should avoid that. Okay, then potential bugs. Okay, they should avoid the potential bugs as well. And architectural design. Okay, so these are the things it is going, they are going to concentrate. Okay, then comes the architecture here, how the sonar cube works. So for sonar cube, guys, we need to download the two softwares. One is the sonar cube server, another one is the sonar cube scanner. Come on, yeah. Okay, till it opens. So let's have some small discussion, guys. So on Saturdays and Sundays, okay, as we discussed yesterday, we thought of having the AWS session as well. Okay, so I thought of having in the afternoon time, guys. So what do you guys say, around 4 o'clock or something?
Yes, sir. Afternoon, it's fine
4
for
to,
me.
yeah, everybody's requirement, everybody is convenient for that, guys. 4 to 5 p.m, 5:30.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
okay. Anjanath also no problem. Okay, then fine, guys. Okay, so Saturdays and Sundays we'll have a session on 4 to 5:30, right? Okay, the AWS session will start parallelly, we will start. Okay, why it is not coming?
Yeah, Tushar, I have one doubt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, in real time, all these softwares is in AWS, right? AWS cloud, I think so.
It is not like that, it is not mandatory. Okay, so important tools will be available in Linux. Okay, that is an AWS cloud. Okay, we can deploy it in a normal Windows machine also, this Sonar Cube and all. Okay, this is not any important new tool, right? It simply generates one report.
Okay, thank you.
Whereas this Jenkins and also it will be in a Linux machines.
Sir, Sonar Cube is a standard in the companies. They follow
Yes, yes.
follow it as a standard.
Yeah, I have cross-checked with the 2 organizations. Both of them are using the Sonar Cube. 3 organizations. That is HDFC, TallyX, and right now with the Deloitte as well. They are using the Sonar Cube.
Because usually developers will not accept these type of tools.
Yeah, but organization wants it here.
Mm.
Yes, please check whether it is coming or not. Draw data IGO. Whether it is prolonged with my machine. Draw.IGO. Fine, yes, no issues. Okay, so here for Sonar Cube, we need to download the 2 softwares, guys. Okay, one is the Sonar Cube server. Okay, another one is the Sonar Cube scanner. Okay, so this is a Sonar Cube scanner, and for input for this one is the code. Okay, so what we will do is we'll input the Sonar Cube scanner. Let it be. Yeah, so this is a Sonar Cube scanner and this is a Sonar Cube server, guys. Okay, so the input for the Sonar Cube scanner is our code. Okay, so once we give the code to the Sonar Cube scanner, so this scanner will scans the source code, okay, and sends it to the Sonar Cube server, guys. Okay, under Sonar Cube server, so what are the things we'll be having here? Okay, Stripe is not working. So under Sonar Cube server, guys, you'll be having a default database, right? In order to store your data, right? If you don't have any additional database, okay, if you don't have a what do you call it? If you have an additional database as well, guys, you can configure it here. Like what are all the databases available, like Oracle, right? MySQL and etc. guys. Okay. So under Sonar Cube server, you'll be having an H2 database in order to store the data. Okay, first thing. Second, then the compute engine. Okay, it will be having an one compute engine here. Okay, it will be having the one component called as a compute engine. So what is the task of this compute engine here? Okay, the task of this compute engine is to segregate the code, okay, into three categories. One is the code smells, okay, another one is the bugs, and third one is the vulnerabilities. Yes, the spelling might be wrong, guys. Okay. So what are the things we are having in a SonarQube? Okay, we used to download the two softwares. One is the SonarQube server, another one is the SonarQube scanner and the SonarQube server. Okay, the input for the SonarQube scanner is our code. Okay, so what the scanner will do is it will scans the source code and it will sends that code to our SonarQube server. Okay, under SonarQube server you will be having the following components, guys. One is the H2 database in order to store the data if you don't have any additional database, guys. First thing. Then comes the compute engine. So what is the task of this compute engine is the task of this compute engine is to segregate the code into three categories. Okay, one is the code smell, another one is the bugs, and third one is the vulnerabilities, guys. Okay, then what else we have? Then you'll be having a search engine. So why we require a search engine, guys, here? Okay, search engine. So since it is a web-based tool, guys, okay, in order to go and let's say I need to fetch the some report here. Okay, like how we are doing the Google, how we are doing the Googling, right? If you want some information, we are putting it in a Google, right? In the same manner, if you want to generate, if you want to fetch the data for particular project, okay, in order to achieve that, we require a search engine. So what this search engine will do is it will check with the database here and fetches the report and give it to our in the front end, guys, whoever that is, whether the developer or is to the DevOps engineer or whatever it is. Okay, so this is what the architecture of the SonarQube server, guys. Okay, there is three components: SonarQube scanner and SonarQube server. For the input for the SonarQube scanner is the code, and input for the SonarQube server is the code scanned by our SonarQube scanner. Okay, and here we will be having the database, that is the H2 database. If you don't have, if you are not have, if you not configure any additional database, okay, then but we no need to worry that it is having the internal database, that is a H2. Okay, if you have configured any additional database, then there is no issues, we can configure it with our SonarQube server. Okay, then comes the compute engine. The task of this compute engine is to segregate the code into three categories. One is the code smell, one is the bugs, and another one is the vulnerabilities. Then third comes the search engine. The search engine is used to fetch the report from the database, guys. Okay, so this is about the architecture. The same thing which I have mentioned it in a theory part, guys, you can just verify it. Okay, then we will do the installation tomorrow, guys. Okay, fine. So right now you can see, guys, it is supporting for Java, C#, VB, Visual Basic. There is a C++, C, Swift, PHP, JavaScript, TypeScript, n number of languages, guys. Around 20 plus programming languages it supports. Okay. So fine, guys, any doubts? So tomorrow we'll do the installation, okay, and then we'll work on the SonarQube server, guys. Okay, and if possible, we'll try to complete by tomorrow, and then we'll start with the main tool, that is the Jenkins. Okay, that is from day after tomorrow. If this SonarQube completes by tomorrow. Clear, guys? It is a one simple tool. Okay, it just generates a report. Apart from that, it is not doing any additional task here. Fine, guys. Clear?
Yes, sir. So what and all we have, sir? What and all the remaining things we have as part of syllabus?
So till so many things is there. Yes, okay. See, AWS will start after the Sonar Cube will start with the Jenkins. So it takes around more 10 days or something, 10 days or more than 10 days. Okay. Then Docker, it is also same thing around 10 days. Then comes the Ansible. It is also same. Ansible. Okay. Ansible. Then comes what else? Tomcat. Okay. Tomcat, Wildfly. This one will doing while doing the CI/CD process. Okay, CI/CD development deployment. I will show that one. Then what else? Monitoring tool. That is Zavex monitoring tool. That's it, guys. I think anything else. I mean, Kubernetes. Okay. So the main heavy huge syllabus
Sir,
is here only.
is there any prerequisite for Kubernetes to learn Kubernetes?
Docker is the prerequisites for Kubernetes.
Okay. When
So are
where
we
can we
covering
get
shell
the
script also?
Sorry.
where can we get the comprehensive training on that? If there are any specific trainers on Kubernetes
For Kubernetes,
you
there
can
is a
recommend?
one. Yeah. For Kubernetes, there is a one documentation is available, guys.
Okay.
There is Kubernetes.io. Okay. So you can refer this website. Okay. Each and every document they have mentioned it very clearly. I always prefer the same website. This is from the Kubernetes only. Official documentation.
How is the tool, Tushar? Is it
It is very interesting, guys. Okay. When you start learning it, right, you will feel it is very interesting. And moreover, you can do the certification as well. I have done the certification, guys, in this CKA.
oh
Certified Kubernetes Administrator. I'm just trying
So
for
what is the
CKAD
certification
as well.
cost?
When I took it was around 22,000 or something.
Okay.
so how many days you took Tushar for this?
For this one, I took around 3 to 4 months.
Mhm.
Okay. It is easy only. It is easy and interesting. Okay, but in the real what do you call while exam perspective, right? They will get. We should be very much thorough with the commands here because in Kubernetes you will find a lot of commands.
Mhm.
Okay, we need to practice it out more. Then only we can
Okay,
achieve this.
there is no specific training like that, something like that. Just like
Not. I used to do the googling. I mean, YouTube
what is
and
your
all.
recommendation? Mhm.
Yeah, that is what I. That my recommendation is this website. Okay, here each and everything they have mentioned it very clearly. Okay, so go click on this documentation installation. How we need to do the installation step by step. They are mentioned here. Okay, it is just like your normal notes only. Okay, like if you want to check for the deployment. Okay, and one more thing here we will be writing the YAML files. Okay.
Mhm.
And here they will mention with a simple example how we can do the deployments also. Okay, let's say there is a one deployment file is there. I'm just showing an example. Okay, see this is what the simple deployment YAML file. They are only maintained here. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to change according to our requirement. So what is the name you want to provide for this deployment? Okay, how many replicas you require? What is the image you require? Okay, all these things. Okay, don't worry about this information now. You may get confused here because in order to learn this Kubernetes, Docker is must. Okay, so once you thorough with the
So,
Docker, then you can concentrate on Kubernetes.
so what is the difference between CK and CKAD?
CK is for Certified Kubernetes Administrator. CKAD is for the developer.
Okay, developer means the
Developer in
CKA
the
usually for DevOps.
sense, no, nothing like that. It is not specifically for the DevOps like that. The developer in this sense, they have added some of extra features there. Okay, so for that they are calling the developer. Okay, Okay, the simple example, if you want to say, means if you want to do the deployment, right now we are doing a number of circuits here now, right? So we are getting the code from the gate and creating the artifacts from the Apache Maven and uploading so and so, lot of things, right? So there is a one tool in the Kubernetes called as a Helm charts. Okay, what do you call it as a Helm, HELM, Helm charts. Okay, it is just like a one package manager here. Okay, so what we will do is we will create a one Helm chart for our deployment here. Okay, in a single shot, guys. Okay, let's say I want to install a git. How we are installing in a Linux machine using yum install git, right? If you execute this command, the git will be installed in your Linux machine. In the same manner, in the Helm chart, if you execute the same command, okay, some command is there, I will help you on that. If you execute this command, okay, so all your deployment will be done in a single shot, guys. Okay, it is very easy, and in order to upgradation also most easy. Okay, and very fast pull also. So hence most of them who are is working on a Kubernetes, right, they will be working on Helm charts. Okay.
Currently, you're using in your company, Tushar. You're working on it.
No. The last organization that is with the TallyX, I was working on this. Okay, right now I'm working on a Azure Devops here. That too with the C# code. Okay.
So, how is the market for Kubernetes?
It's very good, guys. Okay, my suggestion is to do the certification in a Kubernetes, because most of the organization are, I mean, overall migrating for this one, right? Microservice architecture. They are doing this. They are working on a Kubernetes only. And recently, my organization, there is a code they have wrote in a C#, right? They are also thought of going for the Kubernetes. Kubernetes is very, very important, guys. Wherever the critical application comes, right, Kubernetes comes into the picture.
And even the Ansible Docker is suffering in certification, right?
Ansible and
Docker.
yeah, Ansible we can do. It is also a Red Hat product, Ansible. Okay, and one more thing is there is no specific tool for the DevOps here right now. Okay, in the market. Okay, individual tool based on your interest, you can do it. Okay, so as per my suggestion, go for Kubernetes only, not for Ansible, because most of the organization now they are concentrating on Kubernetes only, that with the Helm charts only. Okay, so my suggestion is go for Kubernetes, and it is interesting also as compared to Ansible. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Tushar, for the info.
Yeah, it's okay. So
Yes,
tomorrow,
last
yeah, Raja.
question. So in Docker session, we are covering shell scripts also, or it's only Docker?
Pardon?
Shell script. Are we covering while looking at Docker?
See, Docker and shell script is nowhere related here. Okay, so you need see one thing I will make you clear, guys. If you guys are aware with the Linux commands, right, we can write a shell script easily. Okay, there is no difficulty here. So shell script in the sense, what do you call it? In a sequence of maintaining the commands is we call it as a shell script, guys. Okay, it is not like a C programming or C hash. That is not like that. It is simple. Okay, if you get any doubts, I will help you on that as well. Okay, there is no issues.
Anywhere Python comes into the picture, Tushar?
See, for a DevOps engineer, they are asking we should have any one of the scripting language, either with the Python, either with the shell script. Okay, anyone it is. Okay, but not mandatorily to have a shell script, not mandatory to have a Python here. Any one of it. Frankly speaking, I don't know Python. Okay.
Okay.
I'm working on shell scripting only. Okay, why they require means in order to automate the regular task they require a shell script. Simple, because in a real time we'll be having the most of the time we'll be having the 95% will be on the Linux machine only. Okay, hence they are asking shell scripts. Okay, so if you have an interest on Python, you can learn, guys. There is no issues.
But thanks,
So
Tushar.
which is demanded, Docker with Python and Docker with shell script?
It is not combination, Raja. Don't get confused here. Okay, Docker is separate and shell script is different here. That is what I'm saying.
Okay. So according to
Okay.
your recommendations, should I go with shell script or Python?
If you wants to go it in an advanced level, then you can go for Python. Okay. If you are okay with the normal regular task, okay, then you can go for shell script. Shell scripting is very easy.
Okay.
Okay. So when I am taking with the class on Linux, right, I will help you on that how to write the shell script as well. Okay. Don't worry about that. Okay. And Python is not mandatory. Okay. If you are interested, you can learn.
Okay. Tushar, can you remind them to upload the videos so that I will also remind?
I will
Maybe
drop a message to
yeah,
them. I'll drop a message to them. Okay. No
yeah.
issues.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, guys. Then tomorrow we'll catch up. Okay. Okay, guys. Fine then. Bye. Take care. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.